Good morning, beautiful people. This is AL Think Madame and Cinnamon Sugar, and I am speeding away from work. This is my 6th day. I am tired. I shouldn't have to work my days off. It's to the point now that more than likely I'm going to be working my days off even when I'm at the very bottom of the rotation list and I'm not here for it. The point of having weekend coverage, meaning hiring people as weekend coverage, is that the weekend is covered, right? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. But that's not what's going on, and I'm sick and tired. I'm very sick and tired of it, and I'm just like, y'all have no regard for the people who actually come in and do their job. Our mental health, our emotional health. We need to be able to get enough sleep. We need to be able to have enough time away from y'all. For those who want to sign up and do all of that extra crap, let them do that. I don't want no parts of that. But anyway, I got like 2-3 days worth of stuff to tell y'all about, because I tried to do it yesterday and I feel like I was so exhausted that I was talking in circles and taking forever and whatever. Y'all know I be having issues with stuff like that anyway, but this was like a whole new level because I'm very much so sleep deprived. So I'm going to try my best to go back in my memory bank, because a lot of things have popped off. Got a little bit of tea, a little bit or whatever. So, I want to share the things that have been going on. So since today is Sunday, I think today is Sunday. That's how tired I am. I'm like, wait a minute, is it Sunday? Oh, okay. I'm about to go straight home. Okay. I need to go wash my clothes. I'm going to try to do a little bit of spring cleaning. That's hilarious. I'm going to try to do a little bit of straightening up while my clothes are washing. Because y'all know that they have not come out to replace the wiring for the outlet that goes to the dryer. So I have to take my clothes, pay, and get, my clothes dried that way. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to do this. I'm pretty sure y'all ain't gonna reimburse me for all of this when y'all could have been sent somebody out there to fix the issue that I told y'all about well over a month ago. Should have probably been about maybe 2 months now. Y'all should have been had somebody out here. But anyway, I'm sick and tired. I don't know what this person doing, but so a couple of days ago, they had it on the schedule where myself, the side heifer, and her partner were all supposed to be working in the new department. Now y'all know I pretty much can work with anybody except the side heifer, because I already know I'm gonna be in for a world of trouble. Whole bunch of stupidity, rolling of eyes, staring at me, and all kinds of other ignorant things. Everything that does not equate to teamwork and having actual sense. So yeah, it's very infuriating working with her. So I was wondering how everything was gonna go, because I knew we were gonna be setting up the way it has been going. The few times that I've set up in the new department, it goes like this. We set up, which isn't really much to do, because usually everybody else who doesn't do the job that we do, they come in 4 hours before us. So they pretty much done most of the legwork. And what we have to do anyway for our side of that department, it's not that much. Like, it's never that much. Even when we shut down and all that, it's not a lot of stuff that we have to do. Especially if we know ahead of time, so we're not loading things up that we don't need to load up in the area, getting resources that we don't need, having a ridiculous abundance of it for no reason. So yeah, y'all. Well, what ended up happening this time when we did it was we didn't need to do nothing on our side. We had to go back there in the back to help do certain things that people who were like on the level of what the married man does. We had to help put certain parts of machines and stuff together that they, thoroughly do certain work on and all that. It was random, because I asked specifically if the supervisor slash, whatever you want to call the person, they make more money than me and they are over me. I asked them, was there anything that they wanted me to do, since my area seemed to be a part of what nobody had any dealings with. We didn't have anything that we needed to do over there. So she was like, oh, well, you can help do this. And so she showed me everything that I was doing that day. She ended up just showing me how to do it. So I was like, oh, okay, I could work with that. So that's what I did. Dang, I'm so crazy, y'all. I was like, dang, I'm not even gonna be able to go to the place. I'm just gonna go another day. My tank ain't on E. I ain't even think about it until I was in the wrong lane. I was gonna go get some gas. My bad, y'all. So anyway, we did all that stuff. Of course, the side heifer got missing because she already knew what was up. The way that this setup was completely different from anyone that I've ever experienced, which is they set up and it don't even become operational until well after we gone. So she got missing, and then whenever she knew she was missing too long, she would then appear as if, oh, I'm here, I've been here the whole time. Let me make my appearance. So she would appear, start doing random stuff or whatever. So we doing all the stuff we supposed to do or whatever. Like, forget that heifer. Let me tell y'all what happened. So, I'm doing the stuff that the person was telling me what to do. She told me what I needed to do, right? This guy who, if you know how T-Pain is as a person, not as a singer, like how he interacts with people, how hilarious he is, and how like everything just rolls off his tongue. It's like, for him, it's like whatever comes to his mind is what he gonna say. And it's like he's really quick with it. And it's like, wait, it is hilarious. This guy literally sounds like T-Pain, except his voice is like a couple of octaves deeper than his, I guess. Is that I guess that's the word I would use, because normally when I say octaves, it's anyway. And his name isn't his name. He doesn't have locks. They both like around the same size. They both are dark skinned. They both have nice smiles and all this other stuff, right? So he started talking to me. He introduced himself to me one random time when we were getting prepared for bringing up the department one day. And I ended up kind of going in his area because that's where they told me to go, because they wanted us to kind of like have all hands on deck. And I'm looking at them like, that particular day, it was so limited. It was beyond limited what I could actually do. So it was like, you doing the most and we can't even help because we're not qualified to do this, but go off though. So anyway, the little bit that I could do that day, he was like, oh, you should put in to get this job, to do my job. And they actually do have positions. And I'm like, I don't know about all that, because everything that it entails, I was not doing any of that at all that particular day. Like, a lot goes into it. It's a very, very important job. So I'm not interested in it, so it don't really matter to me. But anyway, so he introduced himself. That was pretty much it. So before any of the shenanigans went down the other day, which was the most recent interaction, he done set up here and he started humming. And then he was like kind of singing. I was like, wait a minute. He can sing a little bit. Okay. I hear the voice. I hear the voice coming through. So I didn't say nothing. I was like, oh, okay, I'm saying this to myself. So then a little bit of time passes by. And so then he randomly rolled up on me and was like, where are you from? And so, as long as you ain't doing the most or being super evasive, like depending on what the question is, that's not evasive to me. A lot of people have always been curious about where I'm from, because I guess because of the way I operate, my personality and all that stuff or whatever. So they be like, dang, you can't be from around here. The heifers around here, don't act like that, because they ain't saying heifers. But yeah. So I said Alabama. So he was like, what? I'm from Alabama too. So I don't know what it was, but something told me you a lie. I was like, you a lie. And I told him to his face, I was like, you're lying. You're a lie. He was like, no, I'm not. And like, he really tried to drag the lie out like he actually is from Alabama. And he gonna try to ask me what part. And I was just like, no. You're not from Alabama. I feel like you're not from Alabama, so I don't know why you felt the need to lie, talking about you're from Alabama. So eventually he came clean. He was like, no, I'm not from Alabama. I'm from around here. I was like, oh, okay, that's what I thought. And it wasn't like his accent or anything that threw it off, for me or anything like that. I don't know what it was. Some just told me, like, you are not from Alabama. So anyway, while this back and forth was going on, when he was trying to really convince me that he was from Alabama, I was like, okay, so what's your favorite team? So he was like, what sport? I said football. So I didn't say college football. He ended up randomly talking about one of the teams that everybody around here live for, and I was like, boy, anyway. So then I was like, what college football team do you like? And so I picked up this heavy piece of part that go in the machine, right? I was like, what's your favorite college football team? And I really held it up like I was threatening him. It was hilarious, y'all. I don't know what was wrong with me in that moment, but I did it. And everybody was looking like like he was here for all of that. I guess because he wasn't expecting me to like give him all of this energy or whatever. Child, I'm like, okay, I see what you on, so I'm finna show you. So anyway, like I really held it up like, what team do you go for? So then he gonna say the college football team he go for is Virginia Tech. I was like, see, you know what? And so he died laughing because he already knows. He was like, I know y'all serious about y'all football. I was like, yes, we are. Roll Tide roll. But anyway, I didn't even get to see that because what? I was up, dying, trying to get some sleep, but raggedy people that are in there keeping me up all the time. But anyway, I'm glad we won. I hope to see at least one good game. I need to at least see the Auburn, Alabama. If I don't see nothing else, I need to at least see the Iron Bowl. I need to see the Alabama-Auburn game, if nothing else. I'm going to try to hurry on up and wrap this up because it's supposed to start raining within the next, 2 hours. And I should be done with everything I need to do within an hour and a half from the time I get off of here. So anyway, so we minding our business. And it's like, he done already started off. And I told him straight up, I said, why you sound like T-Pain? And he was like, don't start. You're not the only person who said that. And I'm talking about, he literally, if you know how T-Pain talks, he sounds exactly like him. I'm just like, wow, how is this? I've never encountered anybody who just talks like him. And your comeback, all their comebacks, and the way that you process things almost non-existently, you might as well say, because it just rolls off the tip of your tongue without you really sitting there thinking, like, what in the world? So I was like, why are you, I said, I can't deal with you. Why are you acting like T-Pain? Why do you act like T-Pain? So again, something that only if you are into T-Pain or have heard about certain things that he's into. He was saying something about T-Pain, and I was like, yeah, man, it's crazy how he would be on Twitch and they make so much good money off that, so he really don't even have to, go on tour. He don't have to do none of that stuff. Like, even though he did have great money, because I was definitely one of them people supporting him when he first came out. Lord, the ringtones that I was purchasing and the songs that I had, child. Anyway, but yeah, I was like, he gets on Twitch, and so he was shocked that I knew that T-Pain does Twitch. And he was like, man, they make so much good money on Twitch. I was like, I know. That's why I said that. So yeah, everybody, by this time, it's at least 5 to 7 people crowded around us just watching us go back and forth. And I'm like, I don't understand this. But anyway, in my mind, I'm saying that simultaneously as the whole conversation is going on. So then, after I'd been taught the things that I needed to do, he ended up seeing me doing some of the stuff I was doing. And he was like, so do you need me to help you? I was like, no, I'm fine. So then he was like, oh, look at you. You almost got it. One of the things I had to do, first of all, the first thing that I was doing, I was lifting up this ridiculously heavy piece of equipment. And I had to do it several times because it was several of the same exact piece. Oh my gosh, it was so heavy. And y'all know I hurt this part of my hand, right? My entire hand was hurting just lifting it up. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot. So anyway, when I went on to the second part of the task, it involved me really putting some elbow grease into it. I really had to put my back into it just slightly to do what I needed to do to get everything put into place. And so he was like, are you sure you don't need my? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. So he was like, oh, okay. like I'm trying to explain to y'all. Y'all don't understand how unrealistic this seems for y'all to hear me talk about how exact this man sounds and acts like T-Pain. I just could not take the fact that it was like a replica. So we talk about T-Pain a little bit more, and he was like, I was like, why? And then, like, I don't know what it was. I said something about him sounding like him again. He was like, if anything, he probably, if anything, he stole how he sounds and all of that from me. If you want to say I sound like him, because I'm older than him. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know what it was. I paused. I said, wait a minute. Because he had already asked me how old I was. And I told him. And so he was like, I was like, wait a minute. He was like, how old are you? I said 38. And he told me he was like 36. And so he was like, yeah, I think I'm older than him. And I was like, wait a minute. I used to actually know, like, when this man's, like, birthday and everything. Like, I was not, like, a super fan, but it was, like, randomly I knew that during that time frame. Like, I'm the type of person that when I'm into you, like, when I first discovered you, I'm like, ooh, where are they from? How did they grow up? Like, give me an unsung around this mug. Or give me something on the level of an unsung, but not with the stigma attached to unsung. Yeah, the stigma is, just in case you don't know, like, if you have an unsung and you're not deceased, you must be doing terrible in life. I don't like that. I don't like how people feel that way about that, because a lot of time I be wanting to know stuff, or I think I know, and I be like, oh, I'm gonna sit here and watch this because I already know, and I'm just waiting on the certain songs to come on and whatever, and I find out little stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on here? So, you know what I'm saying? I like unsung. Unsung is everything. I wouldn't have never knew all that stuff that was going on with Lakeside had I not seen that unsung, because I thought Lakeside was everything and then some. I wouldn't have never thought they had all the foolishness they had going on up in there. So anyway, y'all. So by this time, we went from one part of the little area that he works in to, like, this other part, and we still working doing other stuff. And, like, he just off and on kept coming up to me asking me stuff. So he was like, so what kind of music do you like? And so before I could answer, the side heifer's partner gonna roll up. As I told y'all, this heifer does this. She rolls all the way up. She's right here. Like, whenever I know she's approaching me, I already start gathering my clear air, my clean air, because I already know the functified foolishness that is her, the functified craziness that she gives off is what I'm about to smell. I don't want to smell her BO and her breath and her disgusting unwashed hair. I just cannot. It's like, it's too many. I don't have time to throw up here. Like, what is going on? I already pretty much fast in some mode, like, almost every day. Like, I don't eat for almost all day, every day, and then I eat like a little something, and I'm not doing none of the stuff I'm supposed to do right. I got to get all the way back the way I'm supposed to be with the alkaline stuff. So I'm like, I'm already not eating the way I'm supposed to eat. And so whether I would have been eating or not, I'm still on the verge of throwing up. Like, that is a disgusting mixture. It's too much going on. So anyway, she rolling up. And so for some reason, she over here trying to answer the question. It's like, nobody's talking to you. But anyway, so he was like, well, you never know what she might like. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I gave him an example of, like, don't try to make it, like, to him. Because he was like, well, me and her, we both probably like the same kind of music, And so she was like, no, you can't assume that she's gonna like what you like just because of basically saying because we black, because she white. And so I was like, well, just because I'm black, that doesn't mean I'm automatically gonna like the same stuff you like, which, you know, case in point, I like some certain soft rock, I like, you know, or whatever. So I gave that as an example. He was like, I like that too. I like that genre too. And so he was like, what else do you like? I don't know why he was so interested in my music choices. I don't know why he was so interested in what genres of music I like. So then he eventually asked me, do I like rap? And I was like, yeah, I like some rap. So he was like, oh, okay. Do you like Lil Wayne? I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess. He was like, did you listen to the Carter 3? I was like, part of me wanted to roll my eyes real hard because my ex had the Carter 3 and used to play it all the time. So even if I ain't never had nothing to do with it, I was always aware of what was going on because he used to play it all the time when I would be in the car with him. So I was like, yeah. So then he was like, well, what's my name? So I looked at him. I don't know why. I just looked at him, and it was like I was like a deer caught in headlights, because I was like, wait a minute. He did tell me what his name was the very first time I met him, but that was like maybe a month ago. So he was like, see, you don't even remember my name. I remember your name. And he repeated my name. I was like, now I'm actually pronouncing it correctly on top of that. Like, I was like, wait a minute. What is your name? So when he told me what his name was, I was like, oh, you lying. He was like, at first he did try to lie by telling me what his actual first name was, then adding like a middle and a last name that's not his middle and last name. Said he was a junior and all of this. And it was a lie. I don't know why. He was like, he even said, I don't know why I'm lying like this. I don't even know why I'm lying like this. But no. And so he showed me his ID. And like with all of our badges, when we first get them, there's like a little strip that has our name printed out on the little sticker. So if you want to keep it on there, you can. If not, whatever. But you know, is mine still on mine? Because I know at one point in time, mine finally came off. But mine was on there at one point in time, and that was the only reason why the one time I lost my badge, somebody found it immediately and handed it right on back to me, because ain't no picture on it, like it's stupid. So anyway, so then, here this heifer go. Oh, Lord. The heifer that live upstairs, child. She's coming around the bend. You about to see a car go by in the background, I guess. Is it going to show? I guess not. I guess because that vehicle. Yeah, she going around back. At least she didn't decided to understand that heifer wants you park in the back. Like, what are you parking over here for? You know you're wrong. But anyway, she just flew around back. Anyway, so then I don't know why he randomly rolled up again in front of other people and was like, so where do you live? And so I was like, where do you live? Like, what's your name? That will forever be hilarious to me. I don't know what that is. Have y'all ever seen that before? The original video had a voiceover. I done talked about this before. It forever will be hilarious to me. But the original video is of a man walking his dog and another guy walking his dog, and they doing a voiceover and said, what's your name? My name's Tony. What's your name? And I think the other one said his name is Ezekiel. And he was like, F you, Tony. Or something. And then he was like, oh, okay. F you, Ezekiel. I don't know. It kills me. I don't know why the people who was doing the voices was doing it like this. It was hilarious. I don't know why. But anyway, that's pretty much the way I said what I said to him, which was, where do you live? So then he told me what road he lived off of. And I was like, so everybody was like in suspense. And I'm like, again, why? I don't understand the fascination. Everybody be so fascinated when people be talking to me. And I'm like, I'm not even talking to y'all. Not that we're like doing anything crazy. It was so crazy that when he asked me that and he told me where he lived, the supervisor was like, why are you asking her where she lived? You got a wife. You're married. And I didn't even realize he was married. He had a whole like big wide band on his finger and everything. I didn't even notice that until she said that. So I like inadvertently ended up looking over there. I was like, oh, he is married. He got the ring on and everything. And I mean, like, I'm not looking for nobody, so it don't matter. But I'm just saying, it didn't cross my mind. But like I already told y'all before, everybody who always like want to talk to me and all that, everybody got somebody. So 99% of the time. But anyway, so we were having a good old conversation. Then when we was leaving out, we had finished everything. Y'all, because of where I work, because I'm not back there, like if that was my home department, if the new department was my home department, then I would be able to, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm just looking because I'm like, dang it, I need to get in the house, wash my clothes, and hurry up and I got time. I'll be just a few more minutes because I'm going to try not to, I'm going to say what I got to say and run. But anyway, so we leaving out, and there are like several ways you can leave out. So I was going to go out this one way by myself. So all of a sudden, this man yells my name from like far in the distance. So I turned around, I was like, I know this man ain't yelling my name, and it was him. And everybody looking at me and trying to figure out what he want. So then he done rolled up. I forgot what this man said to me. I was like, no, you did not just stop me to say this. And so I literally the entire day while this man would talk to me, I was like, do y'all have to deal with this every day? Is this how he is every day? They was like, yeah. Every single person was like, yeah. I was like, I ain't got time. I can't do this. I cannot do this. But anyway, it was hilarious. So I didn't have any dealings with the side heifer, so I was glad about that. She wanted to stay over, but I had to stay until 2 hours before I got off work, which means I got off 2 hours early because they didn't need nobody to stay over. Hallelujah in the name. But I had to do, they have to wait until 2 hours before our shift ends to find out whether or not we're going to really be needed to stay over. So that screwed me because I could have been gone like 4 hours prior. Like, we were done in like 2 hours. So yeah, y'all. So on to the tea. So yesterday, I was back in the new department. So I was doing something, and all of a sudden, somebody smacked me on my booty. I turned around. I was like, oh, I started cheesing because it was the divorce man. I was like, wait a minute, don't do this. Like, you don't know about me when it comes to stuff like that. You don't know nothing about that. But I'm totally fine with him doing that because he don't never try to be like violate me or try to pressure me into doing nothing or whatever. So that was a little there was a little spiciness, and I liked it. So anyway, I turned around, I saw it was him, I started laughing, and then I instinctively hugged him. He was like, what's up, what you doing? So I hugged him. I was like, I'm fine, how are you? Because I had, y'all, when I tell y'all, less than 10 minutes prior, he crossed my mind. I said, I need to reach out to him. I'm going to text him when I go on break. Since I know he hadn't been getting sleep lately, I was like, I'm going to text him when I go on my first break. Which would have been like maybe an hour or an hour and a half after he was like right there. So that was crazy. But, excuse me, y'all. Ooh, Lord, I ain't getting no sleep last night. It don't make no sense. When I tell y'all somebody is watching over me, got to be watching over me. Because all the deer and things that be out, the crazy way these people be driving, it's a wonder that I have not been in a wreck. I'm so serious. That's how tired I am. But anyway, so we was talking about work real quick, and where I was, like, you can't see me. So the only way that anybody would have saw anything is if there were people actually manning the cameras, which they aren't. So I'm not worried about anybody being like, oh, so something inappropriate apparently happened one day. Whatever. I ain't got to worry about that. So nobody saw it. So then, our conversation was ending and he was finna leave out because his department wasn't operational at the time. Because I asked him what was he doing back there because he had never been back there before. He told me he don't want no parts of it. He done seen people leaving from back there and he just don't want no parts of it. And so he went back there being curious and didn't know I was back there. But then he saw me and I didn't see him, and that's when he rolled up and smacked me on the booty. So anyway, I remembered that I just was thinking about him, and he had already walked away. So I called him out. I called out his name. Oh, excuse me. I called out his name to get his attention, and he turned around. Now, by this time, where we are, it's out in the open. So the side heifer's partner sees the interaction. And remember, this is the same heifer who is highly concerned about whether or not we're having sex. And it's like, girl, why? I don't even understand why that was a part of your thought process after well over a year. He ain't even been up there in like over a year. I'm trying to understand why that even crossed your mind. You never, they never see us interact. This was the first time she's ever seen us interact in over a year. Because literally because he does not do my job anymore. So, and he doesn't work on my shift. So it's like, what in the world was that to even think? I don't even understand. So anyway, so I see out the corner of my eye looking at us, right? Because I needed to get his attention. So I was like, it's a coincidence that you came over here. And I made sure not to say it loud enough for here. I was like, it was a coincidence that you came over here because I just thought about you. Like, I literally just thought about you, and I said, I'm about to text him to see how he doing. He was like, oh man, that's crazy. I was like, that is crazy, right? So that's the only thing she actually heard us say. And then we both parted ways. And I'm just like, girl, please go somewhere. So I don't remember what I said on the last What A Day post, but just in case it didn't happen, The young dude who got the 2 kids got walked out the other day, so he no longer works there. They were doing what they want to call putting him on suspension, which means they will give you time to figure out if you want to, I guess, try to appeal your time, because it's because of all the occurrences that he has. And at this point, he don't really care, because he had already called me the day prior telling me he was on his way to an open interview at this very prominent place here in this city, that I know a couple of people who've gone over there, and I mean, they make pretty much the same thing that we make. So I'm talking about cash. And so, excuse me. So I mean, it was to the point where when it was over with, he ended up calling me. I'm thinking, oh, that was the interview, and maybe he went and did some other stuff, ran some errands, and now he on his way home. No, this man called me telling me he did the interview and he did a drug test. I was like, oh, they done went all the way off. He was like, yeah, so now I gotta go, and just wait for them to call back. So as of yesterday, or the day before yesterday, he hadn't heard anything back from them, but he doesn't plan on coming back, and he probably was not gonna last anywhere past the first half of October anyway, because he said that he was gonna definitely take off for his child's first birthday, and yeah, it was just gonna be what it was gonna be. So he ain't finna really fight it. He did try to reach out to the guy who's over HR, but he did not respond that particular day. So I don't know what's going on, but he is an extremely busy person. Like, somebody is always in his face talking about something. So it's not like he has downtime and all that. Like, the only time he has downtime is when he go home and when he's on vacation. It's like, ooh, child, can't be me. Could not be me. I feel like I'm leaving some stuff out, but anyway, that's the gist of everything that has been going on. So anyway, oh yeah, I did tell y'all last night when I was awake. For those of y'all who haven't seen my video where it's complete and utter darkness, so last night I was up trying to go to sleep. Hadn't been asleep all day, and I had less than 3 hours left before I had to wake up and then go to work for today, right? So I had already texted the landlord, and I was saying the same thing I always say to her, which is that it makes no sense how loud they are. They're literally right now, at the time that I messaged her, I'm like, they're up and running back and forth the entirety of this apartment. And like, my apartment is actually pretty big. I don't know if it's because it's an older apartment, but it's really big. It's really big from the front to the back. It's very spacious. So like, if I needed to get away, I could go all the way in a whole nother room, or I could go off and be on the balcony. I could go in the living room and get away from anything, anybody, or whatever. So I mean, it's very spacious. It's just that these people, I've never had to deal with no foolishness like this before, and it is just infuriating. And I'm just like, I can't even get no sleep. I tried to block the noise out with a fan, which I didn't really need to be on, because I ain't trying to get sick, because it actually is trying to act like fall right now. So, but I had a blanket that gets very warm, so I was very, very comfortable under that. But I had that on, and I was playing the sounds of rain, which are very relaxing for me, and that actually is something that does help me to sleep. That was something that was very, very vital during times when I could not sleep, and that helps me go to sleep. I love to sleep to the sound of rain. None of that was doing anything, because they were drowning it out with all the noise that they were making. As I've already mentioned before, I cannot put anything in my ear or over my ears to try to cover my ears, because I then, if I do go to sleep, would not be able to hear the alarms going off, and then I would get fired. So yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm tired of my spirit. I have a lot of stuff I got to catch up on as far as recap reviews are concerned. There are a few recap reviews I'm going to drop doing because nobody cares about them anymore, even though I might have been one of the first people doing them before other people started doing them seasons after the fact, or a season or two after the fact. So I don't get paid anyway, so it's I mean, I don't think anybody's going to miss it because nobody really watches some of the ones that I do anymore, even though they used to be some of the highest viewed things that I would put out there, which is fine. That's cool. I'm gonna still do content. I'm just not gonna do some of the ones that I was doing before. I am watching this stuff still, but it's just what I might do to somewhat compensate. I'm gonna probably do some thoughts posts where I'm just discussing certain highlights from those shows. Oh Lord. Anyway, y'all, I'm tired. I'm about to go in here and wash my clothes. That's gonna take 40 minutes. 35 to 40 minutes to wash. So during that time frame, if I can even manage to do anything, which I doubt it because I'm so tired, I'm going to want to just sit. I'm probably going to watch Dahmer, and then I'm going to wait for it to go off, the clothes, and then I'm going to take my clothes to the laundromat to dry them. So that's what I'm about to do now. But before I go inside, I'm going to send some video messages to my family, let them know I'm okay, but that I am tired, because I did send them some messages, because, like, what else am I doing? Nothing. Like, there's nothing else to do. And I'm mad because there was a function I really wanted to go to yesterday that I was invited to, but I couldn't because I was assigned to come to work today. So even if, for me, I'm the type of person that when I was working my other schedule, when I was getting off on Tuesdays, even if I had to, even if I worked my schedule and I got off and I hadn't had sleep like now, I would have still been, my body would have like kicked in some extra energy, and I would have been super excited, and I would have been fine. And then I would have just dropped when I got home back from the function, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so mad because I really wanted to go. Like, I really wanted to be there. And I actually never thought that it would happen. But then certain things started coming about, and I was like, we might end up linking up. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, I thought that like the first like real organic link up was gonna be like us all going out to eat or something. But the fact that she made it so intimate where it was gonna be at her home, she was inviting me to her house. Like, I've never been to her home, and I already told y'all, when it's summertime again, if everything goes according to plan, I'm still living here, y'all are gonna see me in the jacuzzi with a lot of bathing suits and things on, so y'all might as well get ready for the pictures and whatnot. But anyway, y'all, let me stop acting crazy. Let me send these video messages to my folks to let them know I'm alive. Lord, let me hurry up and get in this house for real and finish doing what I need to do, because the clouds are gathering. It's supposed to start raining within the next like hour and a half. So let me go in here. Thank y'all so much for listening. I really do appreciate y'all. Really do appreciate it. Oh, y'all, guess what? Y'all remember the Black-owned business? The Black-owned business always covered. Go look on Instagram. Tell me what you see and report back here. But anyway, y'all have a good day. Having a wonderful weekend. I will see y'all later. Bye.